After rewatching my own time-lapse to make this video, honestly, I don't even know what I was doing at the time. Somehow, after 19 hours of drawing, I managed to turn this to this. The first step I did was creating a line under the elbow. This simple line helps me to have an idea where the ground is. The focal point, the head, is where I start to fix. I use the good old Loomis method for this. The next one is hair. I switch the hairstyle from tied to untied. I feel untied hair slightly reduce the potential from the character as the main focus. Since the hair is quite long, it will touch the floor, of course, so I need to consider how it will fall naturally. I continue refining the current sketch by shifting the body parts around, drawing on new lines or connecting existing ones. After the body is sorted, I mean somewhat sorted, I start drawing the clothing. The clothing is based on the casual clothes she wears in the anime. My biggest mistake was not using enough reference for clothing folds. I just rely from my imaginations most of the time. That's why the folds looks a bit strange. After some tweaks on the folds, I get back to hair for the next 2 hours. I spend a lot of time to construct the hair, which is bad. To give me an idea of the hair volume, I use a large brush stroke to paint the hair silhouette. On top of that, I begin detailing the hair, breaking the hair into chunks. After spending 4 hours refining the character to be decent enough, I move on to sketch the surroundings. Initially, I planned to pose the character on top of a sofa, but I changed my mind after finding this great reference. Yes, the reference have a different angle, but that doesn't matter. I will take what I need, the concept, the washing sink, and the water faucet. With the sketch is done, I begin to drop some base color to the character to see the overall silhouette. On top of this, I begin to do the liner. Once again, my time is spent so much on how the hair will fall. Really. After a long time, I finally decided to just leave it like this. With the line art on the character is done, I get back to draw the surroundings of the character. Copying, I mean taking ideas from the reference, I draw the washing sink and water faucets. I reduce the time of drawing the water faucets by copying and resizing the completed one. After 9 hours, I completed the line art. The next step is planning the background. I remembered a scene from the anime and decided to copy, take inspiration from that. I draw a random blue and yellow tracks to fill the background. This should be enough as a hint that the setting is on the outdoor. The main focus now is composing the area around the character. Since Hitagi is known for wielding so many stationery, it wouldn't be complete without pen, cutter, stapler, scissor, paper clips, and etc. To fill the negative space, I randomly spread out the stationery. Once everything looks okay, I made the background clearer. Without overthinking it, I added shadows to make the pipe volume more noticeable. I don't need to be so detailed because it will be blurred later anyway. After finalizing the background, I began adding the base color to the character. After that, I continue with rendering the items near the character, like the washing sink and water faucets. I applied the textures roughly to give the items a natural look. To amplify the fantasy sci-fi vibe, I added a portal-like effect on the washing sink. It's clear I haven't finished the surroundings yet. I'll come back to them later, because painting them is a bit boring. Right now, I want to focus on painting the character. To be honest, I didn't think about how the light would affect the character, so the result might look a bit off. For example, the neck has a shadow even though it's facing upward. Since I imagined the light was coming from the upper right, I added highlights in that area. That's it. In my defense, let's just assume the light is coming from the front and above. Back to the area around the character, I continued adding enough details to each item, defining their forms. I applied some blur to the items in the foreground, similar to those in the background, to create depth for each object. For post-processing, I added a white vignette around the edges to create a more focused and dreamy feel. Next, I included a soft light gradient layer to unify the whole image. I adjusted the hue and saturation, added some stray hairs for a more natural look. Finally, I added a chromatic aberration. That's it. That's my unclean and unorganized way for creating this illustration. As I review my work, I'm starting to see where my mistakes are and which step could be more efficient. I think you should try this too. You'll probably find your mistakes and think, why did I do that? I'm aware that we can't fix everything right away, but at least just being aware is fine. Over time, we'll improve and mistakes will slowly go away. Alright, enough self-reflection. What do you think of my illustration? Personally, I'm not satisfied with this one. Well, not every day is a rainbow, I suppose. This will be my last video I make. I mean this video format where I explain my drawing process. It turns out making videos is pretty challenging, especially the scripting part. It's tough to explain everything I'm doing, but if there's enough interest or if you ask for it, I'll consider making them. From now on, most likely I'll upload time-lapse video, highlights, and shorts. This way I can focus more on learning and drawing. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, press like. If you want to see more art videos, don't forget to subscribe. See ya.